Hello, VC. What's going on? The Zonkman is back at you. After a long hiatus, we could probably talk about this every time I do a video. I try to get better. Recently, we're going to show some records. Recently went to New Orleans, Louisiana, the Big Easy. And of course, you got to go to the record stores while you're there. So we're going to tell a little bit about that story. Handful of records I got. The reason down there was actually like Mississippi. Was that Mississippi? Hattiesburg. You probably never heard of it. But New Orleans was close enough. We had to go to New Orleans. And actually, when we went, it was the last day. We went into New Orleans early on a Sunday, too. So we had to wait for the record stores to open at 11. Boom, boom, boom. By 1 o'clock, we're leaving New Orleans. And we get back to North Carolina probably around midnight that day. So hauled ass back to North Carolina. Was only down in the Mississippi, New Orleans area for 2 days. That was it. But anyway, so this is a record store. You know, you got to go. Wherever you got to go check out the records. So the Zonkman went, and this is out of order of how it actually happened, but this is what I'm going to show first. Euclid Records. And I had done all this research online, who was going to be the best price, most organized, and who was just insanely out of their tree. Because you are in a big major city. But the Big Easy, you know, it was my first time. It was also my first time ever being in Louisiana or New Orleans or Mississippi or Alabama for that part either. So the Zonkman had a little trip down there. So we're Euclid Records, and I'm kind of overwhelmed by all the records. You know, I go right in, and there's the like new arrivals type bin. The thing with this store, and I'm not a big fan of, is used and new are mixed together, but they are very they're very organized by artist and by genre. So it does make it better, but I like to just look at used or just look at new. I don't like them to be mixed or whatever. But anyway, so I'm rambling. Killer right off the top, buddy. In fact, my friend, hopefully you're watching, Rob, that went with me, he's not into records or anything, but he was kind of hunting the store on stuff I talked about. Caius. Sons of Caius, man. This is, to throw that word out there, a grail. But this is an import. We'll show some colored wax there. I never had this on anything. CD, cassette, and definitely not the vinyl, which a 90 pressing of this is kind of insane if you even come across one. So boom, right off the gate, Sons of Caius. Sorry about the glare. Killer record, of course, the beginnings of Caius. And I've been kind of on this Caius rampage recently. This is, of course, Blues for the Red Sun, which is a 1992 album. Great songs like Green Machine, Thumb, Thong Song. Very familiar. This was my stepping on point of Caius back in the day. Of course, yes, I was exposed via Headbangers Ball. And this is a 2021 reissue. And we kind of ran a little bit about the reissue game here for just a second, but like even the 2014 reissues of this were getting kind of crazy in price, and was like, why is that even happening? And I feel that even on the internet, these came out 2021, and some people were getting these confused with, oh, there'd been this pallet of Caius records in some warehouse somewhere in storage, and they were jacking them up like they were 2014 reissue prices. And that is not the case. Of course, I don't know if you can see the price or not. We won't talk price, but it was just new record price. So, killer to get this also at Euclid. So then the next store we go to is, I believe, Louisiana Music Factory. awesome store. Wish I could spend like a week in Louisiana just to go through these three. There's more than that, but a good 3 or 4 stores that were just like exceptional, even for the variety, but even the price was reasonable too. So that kind of blew me away. I expect everything to be crazy. So I go to Louisiana Music Factory, and the big city kind of blows the Zonkman away anyway. So like every corner there's like a little coffee shop with tables outside, and people drinking coffee, or a little cafe or whatever. So we're literally like going through the big city, and I don't even know my different areas of New Orleans or whatever, but we found Louisiana Music Factory. You seem like you're in a residential area, but there's all these little shops everywhere, and cool store. And they were, I think, most reasonably priced. And there was just a great selection to have to pick through here too, and then a great cheap bin, which I get very. I'm spoiled here in North Carolina with a dollar bin. Most of the time you go elsewhere and there's $2 and $3 bins. So they had that. So that's to be expected for the bigger city. But I didn't get anything out of there. What I'm about to show is, the Zonkman's favorite band, The Doors' Strange Days. I did not have a copy of this. I still need a copy of L.A. Woman as far as Doors studio albums on wax. Of course, I got all the CDs. And this pressing, this was not a 67 pressing. This was that mid 70s. I don't think I made the. Oh yeah, I could kick the wax out. But if you can see that, the Elektra label, and it's got the Warner Brothers small logo around the ring. So that means it's like mid 70s. I think that's 74 and newer. This was still a great price, and they even knocked off a little bit of condition at the counter. I was like, okay, yeah, that sounds cool. What I hate is whenever something that there's plenty of, and I just haven't gotten it at the local store or the local area. After getting this record, there's a copy that pops up at the local Underdog, and of course it's cheaper. It's all right. And it was a 67 press too. So, but anyway, I am perfectly happy with this. Killer to have. Strange Days, Studio Doors, second Studio Doors album. Then this was actually another killer 80s thrash OG on metal. It's on Metal Blade, right? Yes. Flotsam and Jetsam. Flotsam and Jetsam. Doomsday for the Deceiver. And of course, everybody knows this was Jason Newsted of Metallica was in this before he made the transition after Cliff Burton died. I don't have to talk about all this story that everybody always knows. Well, I was not real familiar with this album. More familiar with When the Storm Comes Down, which is a '90 album. Would love to get that on vinyl. Kind of just missed a copy on Discogs a few weeks ago. But this record has a Fade to Black song on it as well. Of course, it's not Metallica's Fade to Black, but it is Fade to Black. Killer 80s thrash, man. Kick ass to get this. I gotta show some Metal Blade love. Love some Metal Blade. Recently had a big order I got from Metal Blade Records recently that I was waiting in the mail forever. But killer stuff, man. If you're not familiar, Flotsam and Jetsam. The other album that I kind of know of too, and you guys probably didn't like, it's that, oh man, I can't even remember it. It was the 92, 93 release. It was where they were doing like less thrash and more just kind of like heavy metal to kind of fall in that record company, sell more records type of deal. But anyway, talking enough about that. Then this was actually some Mississippi records that were very cheap, reasonably priced, well loved. And these guys right here, this is 80s metal. Y&T, In Rock We Trust. Now I'll be honest, I know of Y&T, didn't really have any of their music. Knew to scoop this up, as cheap as it was. Then and these records have seen better days, but they still look good. They were playable. Cool stuff, and I forget the labels. Nothing really A&M. No big deal to show. But Lipstick and Leather. Mrs. Zonkman is singing the words, so she is very familiar with some Y&T, and so she's singing the songs to Lipstick and Leather, and the other one, Mean Streak. She knows them all too well. So great couple of finds here. Very reasonably priced, well-loved records. Y&T, Mean Streak also, which I forget the years on these. This is 83, and I think In Rock We Trust is 84. Excellent stuff, man. Excellent pickups. We're going to, and I was recently had learned to show your best records first. Don't make anybody wait, and then that way if they leave, no big deal. So I'm showing some of the things that don't fit into the stoner rock, desert rock, stoner metal, doom metal, that kind of the Zonkman's wheelhouse. So we're showing some of the other stuff. This is Chris Rea, just Ree, I don't know. This is self-titled, 81. Was not familiar with this record. This is like soft rock. This was that early 80s. Probably more try to be radio friendly. This guy is from England. But what he is popular for with the Zonkman anyway is the song The Road to Hell. That's a kick-ass title for a song anyway, The Road to Hell. So I would love to get that 1989 album. Still looking for it. But this is some good stuff to put on. It's just that kind of mellow, soft rock. He has kind of a gravelly voice too, so that's kind of cool. But you're probably like, why is the Zonkman showing that stuff? And then this one's even going to throw you for a loop even farther. And actually, Steve Carlson of Vinyl Community Steve Carlson channel was just showing some of these records, a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago. Grace Jones, Living My Life. And this thing was sealed with some rough shrink. Of course, the Zonkman went ahead and opened it. Played the sucker. Plays good. It wasn't warped or anything like that. This hit single, Nipple to the Bottle. This was when, I forget the producer's name, but it was still like a kind of reggae sounding. She might have still been down there recording those albums. Down in, where? I couldn't tell you. Somewhere, Puerto Rico, somewhere down there in the islands. But this is cool to have. And it was a good sounding record. Good, clean record, even though the shrink looks kind of funny. But cool to find this too. Grace Jones. Kind of make you wonder, what's the Zonkman going to show next? Something else I'm going to show real quick. I didn't even plan on showing this, but showing those Caius records at the beginning. I now have the complete Caius collection on vinyl. And I had Welcome to Sky Valley. Let me get those records. Boom. I'll show. They're still going to be in the covers and stuff with all the. So I had this. This is a 2014 reissue, and I had probably gotten it. I'm still a newbie with doing the vinyl, so just maybe 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago, at one of the record stores close, at regular price, nothing jacked up or anything like that. So I've shown that record probably too many times on my channel because that is a great record. A great place to start with Caius and to listen to that good desert rock. But I'd recently gotten from Underdog, this is the 2021 reissue of Wretch. I had actually passed up on this record for like maybe $20 and $25 at like record shows a couple different times as being a used reissue from 2014. And I kind of regretted it, but now this stuff came out. So boom, got Caius, Rich. Of course, the song Son of a Bitch. Great song. But this is good stuff. Good stuff. Beginning of Caius. That was their first album. 91 after the Sons of Caius. And then this was their last before they broke up. And Josh Homme went on to do the Queens of the Stone Age stuff. But And the Circus Leaves Town, also 2021 reissue. And I found this at the local King Records in Archdale when I was actually digging with Steve Fever and Mikey Bananas of Grown Man Record Night. So if you're not familiar with them, check them out. And then also, man, I think I'm messing this up. Aaron from Mr. Bizarro, which also does Mr. Bizarro's Music Room on Twitch. We listened to some great music last night. He'd been talking about me doing a video, so thank you for motivating me and kind of giving me a good kick in the ass on, hey, the Zonkman needs to do another video. We don't need to just see these little cameos here and there of maybe a Grown Man Record Night weekly Wednesday video of a Zonkman showing up or something like that. And I think, Aaron, I could be wrong. You can annihilate me in the comments, dude, because I know Aaron, Metal Theologian is also Aaron, but I thought you guys have the same first name. I could have fucked that up. You're Mr. Bizarro, just like I'm the Zonkman. The only reason you know my name is because this is my channel name. How creative is that? And I am done rambling. Always fun showing Caius records, stoner rock, desert rock on the Steve Bender channel on YouTube, man. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for being out there. And we'll just, till next time, man, and we'll be on another trip.